What's going on, guys? My name is Omega and welcome back to another video. So in today's video we have a couple things to go over, including talking about some major bugs happening right now in Apex Legends. This game is basically unplayable, and that's usually what happens after every single patch, but it's pretty bad this time, and I'm going to show you guys some of the glitches that at least I've ran into. We're also going to talk about tap strafing as well as some announcements related to that, and also showing you guys all of the brand new changes that we got with the latest patch yesterday. Now, I should have gotten this video out yesterday, but because of all the connection issues and the fact that I was just super busy, didn't really have time to do that, so I'm going to be showing you guys all of the new changes today. Now, to start off, we have a tweet from Respawn. This was about 20 hours ago, and this was when the new update actually released. They said, "Sorry folks, it looks like we're not out of the woods yet. Currently investigating connectivity issues in Apex Legends. We'll update here with more info as we have it." Now, a couple hours after they made this tweet, they did make another announcement saying that all these connection issues were fixed, but as of this morning when I was playing, these connection issues were not fixed. They actually made another tweet about an hour ago saying we're still seeing an unusual amount of Apex players timing out when attempting to connect to matches. Our team will keep working until we've got things back to normal, and we'll keep you posted. This morning I attempted to play 8 different games of Apex, and out of those 8 games I was only able to actually get into 2 different matches. I experienced a ton of different glitches, most of which that I've never seen before, and I'll actually show you guys what they look like right here in case you run into the same issue. So the first glitch I ran into was this never-ending transition glitch. Right before it transitions into you being able to pick your legends, it was just doing that same animation over and over, and after about 5 minutes it finally just disconnected me and kicked me out of the game. I also had another glitch where I was just stuck in the dropship, absolutely frozen, and I've seen glitches like this happen before. I don't think it had anything to do with my connection because I was, hardwired into my router. I think it has something to do with the servers, obviously, and then obviously I got the classic freeze before the game even starts glitch, and this happened about 6 times out of the 8 games that I played, so I really didn't get much of a chance to play any of this new update at all. That's why the gameplay in the background is going to be a little bit boring. So if you guys have ran into anything like this, please be sure to let me know down in the comments. If you have any solutions to actually get past these glitches, let me know as well. I'm sure this is just a server problem that Apex needs to fix, so hopefully they're going to stay on top of that and get that fixed as soon as possible. Now, we also have an update to tap strafing. So if you guys watched my last video, I went over all of the reasons that tap strafing was basically being removed in Apex Legends, as well as explaining what tap strafing actually was for those of you that didn't know. But according to Respawn, they're actually going to be delaying this update to a future patch due to the fact that removing it had some other complications with movement in general. They actually made a tweet saying the Play Apex team has recently discovered some unexpected side effects of our planned changes to tap strafing. It is still our intention to address some of the most used cases of tap strafing, but for now we are delaying our planned change to a later patch. After that, they also said movement is sacred in Apex. We weigh every change to these systems carefully and value feedback. After further testing, we've concluded we need to take more time to get this right to make sure related movement mechanics aren't caught in the crossfire. So this is basically something that JB's explained might have happened when they actually removed tap strafing, because it's not as easy as just like turning it on or off. It has a lot more implications to just movement in general, so it's probably a good thing that they're delaying this change. Let me know if you guys are happy with this. I got a lot of different comments on the last video from people who were glad that tap strafing was removed. A lot of people didn't understand why it was being removed, so there's still some debate in that topic there, but it looks like that's going to be changed at a much later date. So next up, I'm going to be showing you guys all of the brand new changes for the last patch. Now, keep in mind most of this was from the firing range. Like I mentioned before, I didn't really get a chance to play much just because of all of these bugs and the fact that I wasn't able to connect to basically any games that I tried to join. So the first and obviously big one, which I'm sure you guys have probably already seen, is the change with Rampart. This has given me some major Halo vibes where Rampart can now actually run and walk with Sheila. This feels super good. The games that I did play, I was playing as Rampart, and I have to say this is a great change for Rampart. I'm sure most Rampart mains are going to be happy with this. Now, obviously, when she's running around with Sheila, she only gets 1 magazine, and also the spin-up time is longer just to account for the fact that she's completely mobile with this ultimate. She also obviously has the option to put it away and also put it back down. Now, when it's deployed on the ground, it basically acts exactly the same as it did before. So it's going to have infinite reloads, and once it's placed down, you won't be able to pick it back up. Now, we also have a slight nerf to Revenant, where Revenant now has some new visual effects when he actually places down his ultimate. It looks very similar to what Loba's ultimate looks like when it's being placed down, and basically this is just going to let your enemies have a better idea of where the totem actually is. Octane now has a reduced jump pad horizontal distance by about 10 to 15%. This is definitely noticeable. If you haven't played Octane yet, I would for sure give him a try, because I definitely noticed this in the firing range when I was testing out his ultimate. They also reduced the rate of his stim regen from 1.5 HP per second to only 1 HP per second. So pretty big nerf for Octane, but I'm sure, you know, we were probably expecting something like this to come sooner or later. Bloodhound also has a new and very nice change. When Bloodhound pings a clue from their passive, it will now show their teammates in quick chat how long ago the event took place. So as someone who plays Bloodhound a lot, I'm surprised that it took them this long to actually add this change. Now your teammates will be able to see how many seconds ago it actually was when the event happened, so they know whether this is something that's recent and they should be more prepared, or if it was like a minute ago and they don't really have to worry because the enemies might have moved on. Now the compound bow also got some small changes. The draw speed was slightly reduced from 0.56 to 0.54. Didn't really feel much of a difference, to be honest, when I tested this out in the firing range. The arrows per brick was also increased from 14 to 16, and the arrows per inventory stack was increased from 28 to 32. Now another nice change that the bow got was an update to Shatter Caps. So the damage per pellets when Shatter Caps is equipped was increased across all draw strengths. Now really, I feel like this is going to be more beneficial for the short draw and the medium draw damage. As you guys can see, for the short draw, it increased from 4 to 6, the medium draw was 7 to 9, and the full draw was 11 to 12. But with Shatter Caps, I feel like I'm doing more of like short to medium draws. I don't really all the time am able to actually get a full draw off. Now with this change to Shatter Caps for the bow, Shatter Caps for the 30-30 repeater was also changed, and this is actually a really nice buff, and I'm excited to actually try out the 30-30 in this new update. So they said ADS strafe speed increased to shotgun strafe speed while Shatter Caps are enabled. So when you're aiming down sights with the 30-30, when you have Shatter Caps, you're gonna be able to strafe back and forth much faster. I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like when you don't have Shatter Caps enabled versus what it looks like when you do have it enabled, and it's definitely a very huge difference. And obviously this is just going to make it much more easier to actually hit people at close range when you're trying to charge up the 30-30. And also the charged pellet damage multiplier was increased from 35% to 50%, a very nice buff for the 30-30 that I think was definitely needed in the long run. Now, if you guys remember a while back, the Hemlok actually had a pretty big nerf to its hipfire, and in this new patch, the Hemlok got some of that hipfire strength back. So they actually reduced the hipfire spread for the weapon, and also the hipfire resets slightly faster. So it's going to be much easier to use at close range when you don't actually want to aim down sights. The L-Star also got a slight nerf where the cool-off time was slightly increased, and the overheat lens replacement time was also slightly increased. So you're not going to be able to fire it for as long, and also when you're reloading it, it's going to take a little bit longer to do. I mean, the L-Star got a major buff in the last season, so this isn't really anything huge, just a small nerf to balance out the weapon. And also we have one last final change for the EVA 8 and the Mozambique, which now have a reduced headshot multiplier from 1.5 to 1.25. Actually, the very last change here was with the triple take. The ADS charge time was decreased from 1.0 to 0.8, so when you do pick up the triple take from a care package, it's going to have a much, or I guess not much, but a little bit of a faster charge up time. I don't really think it needed it all too much because I think the triple take is just such a good weapon, but yeah, that change is now in effect right now. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of give you guys a visual of all of the changes that we got. I know probably some of you are experiencing the same connection issues that I have. You might not have been able to play any games of Apex with this new update so far, so hopefully this gives you kind of a good idea of what's changed in this new patch. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I will see you guys all on the next one. Have a great day. Peace out.